What's happening, people? Good morning, good morning, good morning, wherever you are around our big blue planet. What is happening? This is a yeah, we're doing a little bit of everything on this podcast. And again, I'll be on Kick later on tonight. If you want to jump on there with me, make sure that you are sub to the Kick stream. We went over this the other day. Shout out to you all that did sub. I did see a few subs pop in over there. I appreciate you. And also remember, the membership goal is 0. So you don't have to subs. If you want to sub, I think that's fantastic. Make sure you hit that like button and share the video. But keep your money, donate a like, and that's all you got to do. The podcast is going to be fine with or without any kind of donation. Do appreciate it, but I want to make sure we separate ourselves from these bum ass podcasters that are basically saying that I will feed my dog, or I will let my dog lick me in the face if you give me 25 members. I've made a bold prediction that these podcasters that are going to be on there we go. I just turned on the Discord there. So I'm in the 60 frames no lag Discord if anybody wants to hop in there. And then hop on. It's an open mic here. I'm taking care of business. TCB, baby, TCB. So anybody wants to hop on, they can. So, but we're going to be talking about it today. But I want to make sure that you all keep your money, and that any grown-ass man that's asking you for money is zesty. And I mean, I'm talking about zesty. They are juicy. I'm talking about juicy. And definitely not doing that here. Also, major games coming out this month. Resident Evil 9. And I broke that news on 60 Frames No Lag on Tuesday night. Make sure you all are sub to 60 Frames No Lag. That somebody in that video game got a husband. All right, somebody got a full husband on that game, and we're just gonna leave it. But I'm not gonna tell you who it is. All right, I'm not gonna tell you who got the husband. All right, we're just gonna leave it at somebody got a husband on there, and we're gonna see who it is. When you buy that game. Also, if you're buying Resident Evil, tell me what you're expecting of it, and are you gonna buy the $70 version, or are you gonna buy the $80 version? Which one are you going to buy? Which one are you going to participate in? I think the $80 version, you get more clothing. I don't think it has DLC, but I think you get more clothing and things like that. Also, breaking overnight, CD Projekt Red, who going to be ended up joining Sony, I believe. CD Projekt Red, they are going to, they're doing The Witcher DLC. It's supposed to come out this summer, and it's supposed to connect Witcher 3 to Witcher 4, and how Ciri, is that her name? Ciri is going to be moving into the role of I don't know, if she's going to be a Witcher, then that means the canon ending for The Witcher 3 is that Ciri becomes a Witcher. Again, we'll have to wait and see what happens with this DLC. But there's a chance that the ending is that they're going to canonize the ending, and that's going to be interesting to see. I've gotten all 3 endings, and I know there's more than 3. If you play Witcher 1 and 2, you carry those saves over. Though Witcher 3 behaves differently as far as your options and things like that, similar to what Mass Effect 1 and 2 did, and Dragon Age to a certain extent. But you can carry, those games allow you to carry over saves. And with Witcher 3, my ending, I got the bad ending where Ciri died and then the Witcher died. Then I got the ending where Ciri became a Witcher, and then I got the ending where she becomes the queen. So but it sounds like if Witcher 4, she's going to be the main character, and she's a Witcher. She's a Witcher, and that's really good. So, but again, major game this month, and bigger games announced this coming out later this year. Did you all see the Wolverine leak? Allegedly, they're now saying, again, I'm not me personally, they are saying that Daredevil is getting extreme. They could be in the game. We'll see. It may not be Daredevil. It may just be Matt Murdock. So But we'll see. We will see. That game is supposed to come out this year. I still think that they gave themselves an out when they said it'd come out, fiscal Q. What does it say? Q4. So they were saying that's from 2026 to 2027. I do believe that they will get. I do believe that Wolverine's going to get pushed to 2027. This weird suspicion. I'm a grown man. I don't say feelings. I've heard some zesty ass people talking about what they feel. I'll tell you the way it is. I don't have a feeling. I just get really strange intuition. It ain't a feeling. It's just intuition. I'm a Virgo. We're in tune to the path of the planet. But I do believe Wolverine getting pushed. It just makes sense, especially with the marketing for Grand Theft Auto 6. We could talk about that a little bit. We're gonna talk about Grand Theft Auto a little bit. We got some UAP stuff that we're gonna look at here shortly. Get your take on that, and then we'll go ahead and keep it pushing. Also, Ghost goes woke and makes a crap ton of money. So I need somebody to come up here and explain to me how woke won. And you have people like J-Tech telling you, and again, he's supposed to be a major PlayStation gamer. He's not even playing their best game. And like Ghost of Yote is one of the best games that Sony has made. It's just that good. It took me, I want to make this clear, it took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to figure out how they wanted me to play this character. And when I figured that out, the game just is beautiful. And I've thought about doing New Game Plus, but I thought they would add missions or something like that. And it's just, you go back and they added some new missions, some new real assassination missions. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just I don't know whether just to play it again because it was that much fun, or to play it because I've played Ghost of Yote 2 or 3 times and enjoyed it. So I may go back and play it again. I highly recommend the game. I'm not going to spoil anything. Just you can go after the Yote 6 immediately. My recommendation is just to do the side missions because then you get cool equipment. You can buy more clothing. I've got her looking pretty damn awesome. My favorite mission was to go after the Kitsune, the one with the cat mask. That mission really opens up that character arc. So good times. But make sure you all are playing that. Stop listening to the anti-woke crowd. Don't listen to the J-Tex or anything like that, because to me, he needed to be pushed on why this game was so damn successful. I mean, it won the Goldie, and so it won the Game of the Year. So you all need to start asking questions. On my podcast, we go to call a spade a spade. And he need to be called to task for that. You dig? Okay? You all better get on your ball. Get on your bicycle and be asking him those questions. Asking why he's on this zesty-ass bullshit. I had to take a swig. You got it? You dig? And you can tell him I asked. You have my permission. Hey, Craig wants to know how come you ain't playing Ghost of Yote and it's made $300 million. I mean, somebody make it make sense. Make it make sense. Says he's a PlayStation gamer, but ain't playing PlayStation's games. Make it make sense. Okay? It doesn't make any sense to me. I call bullshit. I've done it. It's done. Somebody want to come up here and try to knock me down? The Discord is open. Don't be scared. It ain't nothing gonna happen. You're just gonna be told, you're gonna be told you're a pretty, I'm gonna treat you like a pretty brown man. I don't care if you're a female. I don't care if you're zesty. You better come up here and be explaining or keeping that mouth shut. Nobody playing no games up over here with you all. All right, let's look at this UAP video. All right, let's look at this UAP video. Go ahead, let me make this clear. If you ain't woke, you don't need to be here because this is full wokeness. I mean, Resident Evil is coming out. Resident Evil 9 is coming out, and it is woke. Okay, it is full woke. So if you don't believe me, when you start playing it, and I'm going to play it, but I have to play it after like 3 or 4 days because one, I have to cheat because it has puzzles in it, and I hate puzzles. Like, I hate puzzles with a passion. So any puzzle that's in there, I will be cheating. So one of you all has got to solve these puzzles, so that way when I get to them, because those puzzles in Resident Evil 4, I don't know if you play Resident Evil 4, that door thing, we had to put those things in a certain sequence. That took me 40 minutes, and I was cheating, and I still was struggling. Like, I was on the struggle banana boat right there. The banana boat turned into a bus, and I was on that too. But I finally got through it, and that was complete trash. But let's try to see, maybe see if I can pull up this UAP video, because y'all are going to get a good laugh on this one. But shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button and share. Make sure you support your favorite country at the Olympics. I did watch a little bit of the opening ceremony. I'm very disappointed in the way they lit the torch, but I'm spoiled. You go back to Barcelona. Look at the way they lit the torch at Barcelona. Just watch that. That was friggin' awesome. Matter of fact, I may try to pull that video up so you all can see. I've done it before, but that's the best way to ever light a torch. They don't need to light the torch any differently than that. Shout out to Snoop Dogg, who got to carry the torch. Ain't that amazing? America's a great country. You have a convicted felon, Snoop Doggy Dogg, that's out there hawking Viagra and Cialis because he's the #1 pitchman in America. If you all didn't know that, it used to be Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace of Hulk Hogan. Now Snoop Dogg is the #1 pitchman in America, and he's out there carrying the torch. It's a phenomenal story with Snoop Dogg, a.k.a. Calvin Brodus. So why don't y'all look that up. Fantastic story. Hip-hop saved that man's life. Shout out to hip-hop. All right, not hip-hop gamer, but shout out to hip-hop gamer too. All right, so let me see if I can pull this UAP video up, and then somebody could explain to me what the hell it is. So let me go over here. Let's go to source. Let's go to screen capture. And, no, that's not it. Here we go. Let's go to done. Let's make this blow up the picture. So this comes from MSNBC, or MS Now, I think it's called. And this is a video of a UAP. Now, this is on MS Now. Make sure I left a link in the description. If not, I'll put it in the description. This looks like the same craft for the last 20 years, or this just looks similar. So, and they're all spotted around the same naval base. So I don't know what's going on with these naval bases, but let's take a look and listen and gander here. Let me make sure. I got to make sure. Hold on. There is one more thing I do have to do, which is desktop audio. Okay, so hopefully you all be able to hear it as well. All right, so here we go.
Once again, off the coast of Southern California, which for some reason, has been this very, very weird hotspot for all kinds of unidentified flying objects that don't seem to care that there are all kinds of Navy warships that are out there training. Now, quick refresh about why this area matters so much. 2004, we've all seen this video that was showing what was described by Navy pilots flying off the USS Nimitz as a white tic-tac that was zooming around in ways and speeds they just could not explain. In 2019, sailors on the USS Russell, again, off the coast of San Diego, seeing what they described in night vision goggles as upside-down pyramids, and then brings us to today. This new infrared video just released by documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell showing what he says was an incident on the USS Jackson. It's one of these littoral ships, one of the highest tech ships that we have in our arsenal. And according to Corbell, Navy sailors were actively tracking one of 4 unknown objects observed going in and out of the water. No heat plumes, no exhaust, nothing. And here is how one of the witnesses on board the ship described it.
I go out to the bridge wing. I'm noticing things and lights on the horizon, and like city lights or any other ships that are out there. So seeing a light that is lifting up, you can see it. I know the difference between a light on the horizon coming up and a light coming out of the water. When you've been on the water more in your life than you haven't been, you know the difference.
Now let's get into it with Jeremy Corbell, one of the hosts of Weaponize, the podcast. Welcome back with Jeremy. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm so glad you talked to that sailor there because it gives us so much more context. Like the videos, they're very important, and yet they don't show that much. So real fast, walk us through what this video shows, because if you look very closely, it looks like the targeting is trying to lock in, right?
All right, so let's see here. Let me go back from screen capture. All right, so hopefully that worked out, and you all saw the video, and you all put a 1 in the chat if that came through. I mean, I wasn't for sure. I wasn't sure if that came through correctly. I haven't used this in a long time. I'm out of practice, so forgive me, but what that video showed from MS Now, or used to be MSNBC, and they had the documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell on there. You had a craft being tracked by the U.S. Navy. Again, getting that close to a Navy warship is against the law. Like, you cannot be that close to a Navy warship without triggering some kind of defense. And these things just don't flat out seem to care what is going on. So the question of the day, and there's been like 10 or 11 votes, I appreciate you all, is do you believe that Earth, our pale blue dot, is being visited by NHI? Now, if you don't know what NHI is, so that you all don't go nuts with it, NHI is non-human intelligences. So, and it's just a flat out baseline question to get a sense on where you all are. And if you all tend to trend to go that it is, then I can do more content. But you are going to have to do some homework yourself. You all do. For the ones who are going to be following me on this content, your required reading is the Book of Enoch. Now, what is the Book of Enoch? The Book of Enoch is a biblical story that's not in the Bible. There's plenty of books, Book of Mary. There's a lot of books in the Bible. There's a lot of books that are not in the Bible that are banned. You have to read, because I'm not going to be going over the Book of Enoch with you. You need to know what's in it. I will be referencing it. That does have a lot to do with what's going on. But one of the women on the UAP task force, one of our congresswomen, Representative Pauline Luna, and Luna is hot. Like smoking doping hot, okay? Like hot, like not normal. She's hot. She is Roman Catholic, and she said what she now knows, because she's been in skiffs and things like that, which are secure buildings and things like that. What she said, what she now knows is like making her question everything. So it is nuts with what is going on out here. So, but just trying to get a general sense on where you all are this morning with it. And a lot of people not here. That's fine. It's early. It's Saturday. I know I'm getting over my hangover from last night, drinking something called Hawaiian Punch and ice water. So I put the ice water in there. I put the punch in the little punch packet in the ice water. And now I'm starting to get feeling a little bit better. So, but what say you? What say you? And again, that filmmaker, Jeremy Corbell, he does have a podcast with George Knapp called Weaponized. Make sure you all checking that out. So your required reading is Book of Enoch. Here, let me write that in the chat here. So that way you all know how to spell it. So let's see here. Book of Enoch. And you need to watch see here and watch Weaponized podcast. Therefore, you all can keep up. So, and if not, that's bad. That's all I can really say, because that's what we're going to be talking about. But I wanted to get that out of the way. I just wanted to get it. And so that's the question. Make sure you vote. And, it's kind of split right down the middle there, and that's fine. But make sure you all vote on that and share the video. If you don't mind. So there we go. We get that on up out of the way. Yep, there it is. Want to make sure I'm in the Discord. If anybody wants to hop on there, 60 frames no lag Discord in the game night. That's what it's called, game night. That's kind of a universal one right there. Anybody wants to join? So let me go here. Let me tone this down. And there we go. Okay. So moving on to the gaming news. So what has happened in the gaming world this week is no short of everything that we have talked about here. You got to see the numbers. You got to see the gaming, and you got to see Gamers Entitlement by MBG and Marlin Gaming Nation. Entitlement personified. And Ghost, we talked about it here before, say it with me. Ghost goes woke and it wins. Okay, that's just the way it is. And we got Sony's financials. So everything kind of ties in together, and we'll tie it all together here for you all, because that's what we do here. So let's go ahead and start with the Entitlement and talk about a brand new game that Sony has. What is wrong with my mouse? It seems to be wandering. What the hell is going on with my mouse? Okay, there's this brand new game coming out that Sony is making called Horizon Adventures. It's a co-op game. So this will allow you all to put on a headset with your friends and go and run around and shoot stuff, which is what a lot of people like to do. And you saw the Entitlement from MBG and Marlin Gaming Nation and other people as well getting upset and mad because it's not what they want. Not understanding that they are not the target audience for all intellectual IP that Sony makes. And this is where the entitlement comes in with these guys, which is like, well, Sony needs to make things specifically for me, which I say is a bunch of bullshit. But you all got to see what I said is going to happen. These guys beg Sony to give them information. Sony gives them information. Okay? Sony gives them information. And as soon as they get the information, they start attacking what they get. That's exactly what you saw with those guys. Okay? And other people too. Other people too. Some people have had legitimate, Reforged Gaming did it as well. Some people have had legitimate, because to me it's simple. If you don't like that type of game and you're just going to wait for Horizon 3, which they are working on, again, and that Horizon 3, I think, hits in 2028 or 2029. I think it's a PS6 game. I think that, Fizznet, the next Final Fantasy game, and the Last of Us game is going to hit in 2028, 2020. I think all that is coming 2028, 2029. So, what's this mean? I have to get square in my chair there. So what does this all mean? Is that what you saw in sequential order is Marlin begging for information, and people like that's got to say his name because that's the clip I saw. And there's other people too, but you saw it. People beg for information. Because again, if they don't get information, you guys aren't going to watch them. If you guys don't watch them, they ain't getting no super chat money. Okay? That's the truth. This is called a spade a spade. They're not getting no super chat money. They don't have a channel. They are actively telling you guys in no short way, some are saying flat out that the channel is not going to survive unless you all donate to them. And that's what we want to do. We want their channels to go up out of business and for them to get real jobs, right? Go work for UPS. Go work for the post office. Go work at Amazon pulling packages, whatever. You gotta get a real job. YouTube is not a job. It's something. It's like something. It's like DJing at a club. Like DJing at a club ain't a job. It's just something that you do. But these guys, they are stuck trying to get. They're wanting to. They're wanting things. They need the information. Then when they get the information, they attack them immediately. You saw that. There is no more with Craig. Do you have an example? That's a walking, talking, living, breathing example of their entitlement. All right? And again, they do represent, and they can say, I want to make this clear. They can say that Well, we're consumers, therefore, what? That makes them entitled. That's the problem. All right? It is okay not to like something, but to outright attack it, that's where I got to draw the line myself. Because do you realize most people don't play most games? All right? There's games for everybody. There's real-time strategy games like XCOM and Alien Dawn. There's first-person shooters like Doom and Call of Duty. I don't really play. I've played Doom back in the day. I don't play it anymore. There's nothing wrong with it, though. I'm not going to attack it and say, oh, this is trash. This is corny, you know. Now, if it was woke, I'd buy it because I 100% support woke. But at the end of the day, it makes no sense to beg for information, get information, and then attack the people that are informing you. Then the very next day, when MBG and Marlin Gaming Nation and other people did that, the very next day on their podcast, they try to brag about how much Sony is doing. Now, we got to talk about that as well. Look at Sony's numbers. Let's put them up here up here in case you all didn't see this. God, I got to remember how to do this. I am terrible. All right, here we go. It's coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me. Uh-oh. All right. Sony, by default, has sold over 90 million consoles. So that should tell you by default that they know what they're doing. That tells me they know what they're doing. That's like McDonald's over a trillion served or whatever they got up there on their sign now. You know, over a billion served, a trillion served, something like that. That means if they've served over a billion burgers, that means they know what the hell they're doing. Sony knows what they're doing. And they're not going to make games and IP for PlayStation gamers for everybody. It's not for everybody. Just like, again, there's a lot of people who play the video game The Last of Us, right? We all know that. We've all played The Last of Us. But there's a bunch of people who never played The Last of Us, so they made a TV show called The Last of Us, and that appealed to a totally different group of people that are watching it. Oh, and if you don't know, they lied to you all about that. The Last of Us percentage of viewership went up 5%. It went up 5%. You all were being told it was trash, it was woke, it was all this kind of stuff by people like J-Tech and all these other guys, Grums, and all this, like I said, this is a bunch of dumb MFers, okay? This is a bunch of dumbass people that don't know what they're talking about. And remember, I told you guys, the console war ending was going to shake the foundation of these damn ponies to the ground. And that's what it's doing. And they are being burnt to the ground, being exposed. The Emperor has no clothes. They're being burnt to the ground because you all are finally seeing what we have always known, which is these guys are just flat out full of shit. Get it right. They're full of shit. Sony has sold 90 million consoles since launch. That is a fact. That is a financial disclosed fact. So that should tell you they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. All right? So if they know what they're doing, then what you saying this is dumb, this is stupid, that doesn't matter. Scared money don't make no money. That's why you online begging for money. All right, I'll say it again. Scared money don't make no money. That's why you online begging for money. And make sure you quote that. You tell these guys, I'm telling them right now. Scared money don't make no money. That's why you online asking for donos and super chats and whatever the hell that's memberships and all that stuff. That's why you're doing it. Just a bunch of chicken shits. I mean, again, I can't believe it. It just goes to show you how right I was. I mean, I'm always right. Somebody has a husband at Resident Evil 9 that's going to shake the foundation. Okay? J-Tech said that Ghost of Yote was woke. It wasn't going to be successful. $300 million, this butt fucked you in the ass, buddy. $300 million. You know how many chicken wings that buys? Like, about a whole lot. And then you got Marlon and MBG asking for subs and donos, and then at the same time attacking a group saying they don't know what they're doing. This doesn't appeal to me, but they sold 90 million consoles. What the hell are you talking about? So what are we doing here? Why are you listening to them? Huh? What's wrong? Sony's financial quarter shot the stock up. I mean, my stock, I woke up, I was like, hey, what's going on? Then we get the actual numbers. Shout out to Nib and William Aguilar. Shout out to those guys. They're Zubitech. They're doing the yeoman's work. Shout out to those guys. It says I had the Last of Us remake. You never played any other version, any version of the game. Oh, well, I mean, again, if you have all right, you have the PS5 version. If you have the PS5 version, that's the best version of the game. Okay, you're playing it at ultra graphic settings at 60 frames per second, minimum 60 frames per second, with the great resolution. I don't know if it's between like 1980p and not 1980. Yeah, it's between like 1900 and 2160p. So you're in that range. It's variable. Again, it's dynamic resolution or variable resolution. The game looks fantastic. I've told the people before. You can actually see Ellie's face when she's being handed over to Tess and Joel. Once Tess, what happens with Tess. The look on Ellie's face is concerned. She's scared. You don't get to see that on the other versions of the game. That's how detailed the shit is. So, and they changed the AI, the monsters hunt the zombies. I mean, whatever they're called. I've heard them called. I was told that they weren't even called zombies. They were called something else. I mean, to me, they're zombies. So it is what it is. I guess Resident Evil is a real zombie. And are they zombies? And what's that other game? Dying Light. Like, why is the light still dying? Like, why can't they just, how come the light won't die? It's still alive. And what are we doing out here? But, I mean, what you saw here, I mean, I want to put that number up on the screen because these dumbasses are telling you that Sony is screwing the pooch, but they didn't sold 90 million. I mean, come on. Come on. If I have a hot dog stand and I sell 90 million hot dogs, don't come up to my hot dog stand saying you don't know what you're doing. You all don't know what you're talking about. And then it'll say, well, this is just my opinion. Well, your opinion, how do you formulate that opinion when you're looking at a factual number? You're looking at a factual number. So the book of Enoch is scripture only within the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible. Yeah, so the people in Ethiopia, they're not surprised by UAP visits because it's in their Bible. So I'm putting this up here because I want you all to get a general sense overlay on the bullshit coming out of people's mouths. And you listen to who you want. I don't know why you would. I would listen with prejudice. You all need to look up what that means. Look it up. But I don't know why you're listening to him anymore. I do agree with Marlon when he said, if you don't like what I'm doing, then you shouldn't be over here listening to me. I agree. 100%. I agree 100%. Because there's some zestiness coming up off of some of these dudes. I'm telling you, I can sense it. Chocolate Thunder would love being along with these guys. Everybody knows who Chocolate Thunder is. Put a 1 in the chat if you know who Chocolate Thunder is. Chocolate Thunder gonna think they're a bunch of pretty men. I mean, and they have the nerve to ask for information, get the information, and then say, oh, it's corny, it's terrible, this is horrible. It's so they can go ahead and then they'll be begging for more information. Look, I knew Grand Theft Auto was coming out this year, but I so wanted that game to be delayed because these guys' channels would have imploded. It would have been a nuclear bomb. Okay, it would have looked like a fission, not a fusion bomb, not a thermonuclear. That's fusion. It would have looked like a fission bomb. Okay, it would have been something else. Like, holy cow. These guys' channels would have collapsed like within the next 6 months. They're going to collapse anyway because you all are doing a good job of not giving them money because they don't need it. They're grown men. I mean, again, I will tell you to donate to St. Jude's. I will say to you, donate to Shriners. Those are children. Those are children. They don't have a choice. These are grown ass men with families. I'm gonna say it again. Grown ass men with families asking for money. How does that work? Like, how do you look yourself in the mirror? Like, how do you do that? I don't even give my girlfriend money. I ain't gonna give you no money. Now, the guys I support that I donate to, like Next Gen and Jez, the real Jez, Grind My Gears Jez, those guys, you know, P-Rock, they all have one thing in common, which is they're just doing this to have fun, and they're not doing this to support the kid. At least to my knowledge, let me make that clear. Okay? To my knowledge, that's not what they're doing. So, I mean, you all need to go ahead and y'all gotta make, like I said, y'all got some soul searching to do. But this week alone, instead of me having to give you an example, that happened to you all in real time. All right? So we're gonna finish off here with Ghost. Because somebody told you, J-Cat, I'm sorry, I had to cough, told you that this game, that people were gonna reject this game, and also told you the complete bullshit fabrication of the Assassin's Creed Shadows looks better. It does not. I have both of them. There is no the only third-party game, and Shadows looks real good, but the only third-party game that's on Sony's platform that gives Sony's first-party games a run is Kojima's game called Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 looks like an effing movie. I mean, again, my girlfriend walked in, I was playing that. She's like, what movie you watching? It looks that good. It looks that good. So that third-party game looks fantastic. Let me make Assassin's Creed Shadows looks good. It looks good. But it ain't even close to what Ghost got. I mean, and that's gonna be blown away by Soros, which I'm not gonna buy. Soros is not my type of game. But am I gonna sit up here and attack Sony? Am I gonna attack Sony for having that game available for you all to go buy? The answer to that is no. You know, Sony has the absolute right to make money, and scared money don't make none. And that's all I can really say. Just remember that, guys. For your life lesson today, scared money don't make no money. In order for you to make something, which is the hardest thing to do, you have to get out there and fail. For every successful band like Linkin Park and AC/DC and stuff like that, there's 10,000 bands that did not make it, but at least they tried, right? They tried and they failed, but at least they tried. So do not get caught up in this bullshit with these guys. Look, I'm going to play Assassin's Creed Shadows today because I haven't played it in months. How come I stopped playing it? Aren't you a gamer? Yeah, and I was playing freaking Ghost of Yotei. You know, so y'all can miss me with that bullshit. Yeah, man, drop a like. Here we go. But let's look at Ghost of Yotei sales. I gotta find the article now. Y'all done got my dander up. So okay. Let's see here. So I had this pulled up, and let's see here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Wait a minute. Where is it at? Let me see this. Let me do. I'm trying to find. Oh, here we go. All right, I had to find it. I'm sorry. So here, let me put this on the screen here. And this comes from our good friends at Push Square. Remember, if you're not a circle, then you must be a Push Square. Here we go. And voila, as the French would say. So, Ghost of Yotei, or as I like to call it, Ghost of Woke-Tay. Notice how I slid that in there, right? You all like that, didn't you? Ghost of Woke-Tay. And if you don't know this, let me break this news down. They're going to add to New Game Plus. they're going to add, this is to New Game Plus, they're going to add a new sword called the Sword of Woke. The Sword of Woke, W-O-K-E. And that sword is going to be badass. That's all I can really say. That sword will be badass. So make sure you play the game and you beat the game. That's a good picture. That's a good picture of Atsu, don't you think? The beautiful Atsu that made all these anti-woke people go crazy. They lost their damn minds. But according to Sony, the company that has sold over 90 million consoles in 6 years, so they're closing in on PS4. And Grand Theft Auto, Wolverine, and Soros and MLB The Show has not hit yet. Neither has Resident Evil 9 and what's that? What is it called? Come on, Phantom Blade. Not to mention Halo, Gears, and Forza. They haven't hit the console yet, guys. So you're looking at 100. I got it at about when the time all this hits this year. Sony at the next February, Sony is going to have over 118 million consoles sold. Mark it down. They are going to get an explosion. An explosion this year. So, okay, in the 4 months, that's about 120 days since its release, Ghost of Yotei has outsold Ghost of Tsushima, which again, Ghost of Tsushima was up for the GOTY, okay, when comparing the numbers to its own launch period. So, on better sales trajectory, on better sales trajectory than the original 2020 game, Sony said via VGC that Ghost of Yotei exceeded. Again, because it's woke. That's why. I mean, woke, you go woke, you get rich. The sales of previous title and in the same period of time. And it significantly, there's that word again, look it up, contributed to today's financial earnings report. In the better than expected report, dun dun dun, Sony shared its PS5 console sale figures had reached Sony shared its PS5 console sale figures had reached 92 million units. Dun dun dun. Exactly 1 month after its October 25th release, Sony shared Yotei, or as I like to say, Ghost of Woketei, sales had reached 3.3 million units. By in comparison, Ghost of Tsushima, again, another great game, sold 2.4 million copies in 3 days. That's amazing on its own. It went on to ship, that should say ship, I can tell you that right now, 5 million in 4 months. In the USA, Ghost of Yotei was last year's third best-selling game. And here it is right here. Right there. Somebody make it make sense. Top of the mountain. That is a good picture, by the way. So Natsu's got a cute little butt. It's skinny, but it's a cute little butt. So says it made Sony a pretty penny because the PS5 exclusive ended up being the third best-selling title on PS5. And it's only been out for a few months. Wow. And people will say, oh, well, they didn't put out a whole lot. But when they do, and they don't. They don't. Again, Sony generally puts out 2 AAA games a year, give or take. Maybe they squeeze 3 out. And then you have the publishing. And the publishing, the cadence they published with in 2018, I'll read your comments here at the Q&A. The frequency they put out, everybody gets 2018 when Sony published MLB, Detroit Become Human, Spider-Man, and God of War. Well, the only 2 games that were first party AAA games they published was God of War and the baseball game. That's what they published. Okay, they were first party games. Detroit Become Human is not. Sony doesn't own Quantic Dream. I think they made a mistake, but I'm not going to harp on it. I thought they should have pulled Quantic Dream in and or Supermassive. Also, I thought, and they published Insomniac. Well, they bought Insomniac, so we know how that went up. So, all right. So to be clear, these charts only take new releases into account, so it doesn't factor in dollar sales of existing juggernauts like Fort Pub and the like. Still, this is a big win for PlayStation Studios. Oh, remember you were told that it was woke garbage and people weren't gonna buy it, and I don't support woke and all that kind of stuff. So it's just bullshit. I wanted to see Jen's story. I was like, well, Jen's story ends. Jen's story ends, and Jen is connected to this game. No spoilers, though. No spoilers. I've got Battlefield 6, so that game is fun. I'm enjoying running around shooting. I mean, I'm not going to deny that, and blowing stuff up. I've never owned an NBA. I'm sorry. When I got an Xbox 360 that night, I went and got NBA 2K, whatever that was, 2000 and whatever it was, 2004. But I've got a lot. Look at this. Look at Sony here. Here's 1, 2. They have 2 games in the top. And shout out to Microsoft. Forza 5 is 3 years old. Wow. That's fantastic. Shout out to them boys. And Microsoft has, 1 game here that they published? Oh, and Black Ops 6. I'm sorry. So each of them did very well. EA, like I said, EA is the king. I know people don't like EA's games. MLB The Show, remember Jay Barry and all of them said boycott the game. Well, ever since it went multi-plat, it has been one of the best-selling games of the year. Sony publishes this game. Got to remember and MLB owns it. Let's make that clear. Sony does publish this, so it is what it is. Now I want an explanation. That's why the Discord's open. Somebody better come up here and put me in my place. Okay. I mean, somebody better do it. Because at this point, I'm out of control. I am out of control. And again, the Discord is open. You will be heard. You're not going to get shouted down, but when it's my turn to talk, you're getting your cheeks busted. So that's just the way this is going to go. So somebody ruined DS2 for you. Hey, had a huge spoiler in the title. Well, again, you all have to learn how to filter things out. I'm going to do it for Spider-Man Brand New Day and Mandalorian and all that and Avengers. There's this put a filter in so that you can't see anything dealing with that. And eventually when you tell YouTube don't recommend this video, it won't recommend any videos of that type. So I'll be looking for spoilers for Resident Evil 9 because I'm going to cheat. So I'm just going to tell you right now. I want to get to the end and see the wedding. So let's see here. I think there was one more thing I wanted to show. Oh, there is. Hold on. Let me see if I can actually do this. Sugar-free. This is going to be a little more difficult. I don't know if I can do this or not. All right. Yeah, I think I might be able to. Hold on. Give me a minute here. Let's see if I can pull this off. Let me see here. I don't know if I can do this. Let me go here. No, that's not working. So let's get rid of that screen capture. Let's see if I can pull this up. It may not let me do it. Oh, it did. Okay. Now, this comes from William Aguilar. Shout out to William Aguilar. Here, let me pull this across the screen for you all. Now I need to go over here. Is this not going to let me do it? It may not let me do it. Hold on. There it does. Okay. All right. So this is from William Aguilar. This is a game industry. He's an analyst. So he's done some speculation here. These are the studios that he believes. And make sure you all follow William Aguilar on Twitter. He does do a good job. These are the studios that of acquisitions and things like that he got right. Those are over here. So he was correct about Housemarque and Blue Point. He was also correct about Firewalk and Fire Sprite, Deviation Games, Dark Outlaw, Bandai Namco, and Kodakawa. Now, understand Kodakawa and Bandai Namco. Those are partnerships. Those aren't direct ownerships, I believe. Kodakawa, Sony owns the controlling stock. So he actually puts down how it's determined. And now strategic alliance, that's Kodakawa and Bandai Namco for Sony. All right, understand the difference. Now, here he has done a really good job on how on what each one of these studios does well, the portfolio focus, the quality of the dev team, the cost on how much it's going to be. Do they already have a partnership with PlayStation? And then the likelihood of an acquisition. So let's start up here at the top where he has Arc System Works. Okay. The focus of this studio is fighting. Now, he gives the devs and game quality, which is Guilty Gear, Token, Marvel Fighting Souls. Am I saying that right? If I'm not, I do apologize. But he says it's a high dev talent team and it's a low cost to acquire. That's what this little gauge here means. So the quality of the team is high, the cost to buy it is low. All right, partnership with PlayStation is already in place, I believe. Likelihood of an acquisition. Then he breaks it down on what you could consider. Okay, I'm on some fighting game. You have to remember Sony has Evo, or they still sponsor Evo. So that's what he has here. I don't know if you can. Yeah, Guilty Gear, Marvel. Yeah, all these Guilty Gear games. So again, I guess Guilty Gear is real popular. I don't know. I haven't played a Guilty Gear game in years. Rebel Wolves is another studio. WRPG, Western RPG. Okay, the dev talent is high. Again, the potential cost of an acquisition is low. They do not have a partnership with Sony, and likelihood of an acquisition here he's moved the needle to medium. So over here he has high, right there, and then over here he has medium. All right, now they make The Blood of Don Walker. Again, I never played it, but apparently it's a quality game. Shift Up. Now, I haven't played a Shift Up game. Okay. Shift Up portfolio focus is JE. So Japanese RPG. Dev talent is just medium. All right. That's what he has. Potential cost would be higher because it is a publicly traded company in South Korea. They already have a good partnership with Sony, and the likelihood of an acquisition is medium. Okay, Celeblade has sold over 4 million copies. Holy cow. A sequel announced to be in development, allegedly. Acquiring Shift Up could fill gaps in their portfolio and also provide them with a studio in South Korea. So that's what he's looking at on that. I think that's really good. So with Blood of Don Walker, he has it as a strategic alliance, which means a capital investment. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. And or future acquisition is possible. Likelihood is medium. Here's a medium here. Has this one at high. So somebody can look into Arc System Works. I'm not sure how that studio is. Now here's some more he has. Level 5. Okay, they are a J/E RPG. Dev game talent is medium. How do I make this work? All right, there we go. Partnership with PlayStation must already be in place. Now, what do they make? Dark Cloud 2, Rogue Galaxy, Nino Kuni. I didn't know they made that. Okay. These are solid games. This is a good library. Now, I want to make this clear. If they were to buy these studios, these games would be multi-plat. Sony would just own the studio. They're not going to buy the studio and then say, oh, everything's going to be on PlayStation only. They'll do it for some games, but by far, Rogue Galaxy, Nino Kuni, if they were to buy Level 5, that's what they would be. Okay? Their partnership with PlayStation is already in place, apparently. Likelihood of acquisition, medium. Okay? Then he goes into why they could do it. Said this would be the best company besides Square Enix for PlayStation to acquire to fill this gap in their first-party studios. Because they don't have JERPG studios, which is odd for Sony. I do believe they tried to buy Capcom. It didn't work. It did not work out with Capcom. They were close. They were looking at each other's books. It just didn't work out. Dev talent and quality team for Media Vision is medium. Potential cost is low. I'm just looking at the cost. I mean, I would have to look at the games. Partnership with PlayStation is medium, so they already kind of have a working relationship with them. Likelihood of an acquisition, medium. So that's about right. The partnerships and the acquisitions are kind of the same. Makes sense. Makes sense with that one. Toys were Bob. Now I thought this studio closed. So I could be wrong. So this is kid-friendly games and platformer. Again, that looks like Spyro, Crash, or I tell you, let me use a line out of The Last of Us Part 2. Smash Brandy's cooch. I mean, I don't know if you all caught that when right before Dina and Ellie got it on, she said they found a porn movie called Smash Brandy's cooch. Instead of Crash Bandicoot. So they Crash and Spyro. Their dev talent is medium. Their potential cost is high, so I don't think they'll buy this. Because Sony, if when they buy, they're more interested in buying IP than they are studios. Okay, there are studios. If they're going to go big on studios, it'd be like CD Projekt Red or something like that. So because that makes sense to me, or strategic partnership with CD Projekt Red. Likelihood of acquisition medium, and again, I doubt this with Toys for Bob. I thought they closed the studio down. Okay, Other Ocean. Now this studio I've heard of. They make Medieval. Okay, that's why. So they have a medium gaming talent. Their potential cost is low. Be with you, girl. It's like being low. Hey, 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 like being stoned. All right. Their partnership is low and their likelihood of acquisition is low. Makes sense. These two things should always make sense. Bloober Team. Now, this is another studio I've heard that they're really looking at. Our Blubber Team. Now, this thing right here scares the hell out of me. I don't know what that is. That white thing, that scares me. So y'all need to help me out. So it says it's a low dev quality team. Now, here's what I liked about Bloober Team or Blubber Team. Blubber Team made a game that people trashed that game, but everybody said it had real good potential, which is what you want to do for your first IP. Then they got Silent Hill 2, which they knocked out of the park, which I'm not playing Silent Hill 2 because there was something walking down the street with no arms and no head. I'm like, what the hell is that? Get me out of here. I'm good. They have a low cost. They already have a good partnership with PlayStation. The likelihood of acquisition is good. Now, if you all think, and I do hear, I've heard that Sony is going to concentrate on studios that do specific things very well. So out of these studios that he has listed, this one here, Blubber Team, is the one I'm going to roll with. Okay, I'll be listening for that one, and then the Arc System Works team. That's what I would expect them to go grab up. Now he's got some other ones here for them to that they could consider. I thought Ember Lab closed. I mean, he's got Ember Lab. Let's look here. He's got Ember Lab, In Dreams, Polyarc, and IO. Now IO, I think they're making the James Bond game, and they make the Hitman game. So again, somebody can double check that. I think IO is making that. Now over here, he's got Giant Squid, Arrowhead. Of course, my favorite one out of here is Remedy, and then White Moon and Jetpack. So, but what say you? Out of all those, what do you say? All right. What do you say? And that's all I had, ladies and gentlemen. So now it's time, dun, 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 to read your comments. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So first things first, I do appreciate the votes. It's the vast majority of you believe that the planet is being visited by NHI. That's non-human intelligence. So I appreciate that. Let's see here. At Lady Gamer, Don says all Guerrilla Games is doing is a side project, but people just love it. Love it, hate. Yeah, I think you mean love to hate it. Yeah. I mean, again, the Horizon universe has sold 40 million units. Killzone 10, but that's the entitlement that MBG and Marlin have. They think, well, they ought to remake Killzone. Why? They sold 10 million they made 4 Killzone games, sold 10 million. They've made 3 Horizon games, including the VR game. They sold 40 million. Which one are you going to back? If somebody comes to you, all right, we want to make another Horizon game, but we want to make it co-op and make the world differently, and it's a games as a service, and it's going to allow us to put things on Microsoft's console and Nintendo. And that game, they already says coming to PC day one. Alexander said Little John's son, DJ Young Spade, died. Okay, well, I hate to hear that. Pragmatica demo. I have not tried it yet. I heard it's only like 20 minutes long. So, Lady Gamer says she doesn't. I don't want to know more. Well, this is a point of reference. Phil Boss says J-Tech won't answer that question. Well, then actually, if you want to make him answer the question, you have to donate to him. That way he will answer the question. If not, then you like, then motherfucker, you better give me my money back or you take the donation back. So, Lady Gamers again. Oh, there she is. So, Philbot says he's been all over this Horizon game, calling it woke. Well, look what happens in the last game he called woke. 300 million. So I'd say that's pretty good. Oh, man. But had a poll up saying if they reach a certain amount, he's buy and stream it. Lost all your respect right there. Yeah, I know. Because again, they scared money don't make no money, but they online begging for money. I mean, make it make sense. That's all I'm asking you to do. Make it make sense. Let's see here. The Horizon, this is from Alexandria again. Says Horizon Hunting Gathering got at the anti-woke mob cry. That's what we want to do. We want to make them cry. We want to make them bleed in places they didn't know they had holes. So Lady Gamer says she left J-Tech's channel. Smart move. Smart move. You deserve better. You deserve better. You all need a better criminal than that. Let's see here. Oh, you're gonna pick up the game. Well, Don, me and J-Dub, and I think Mooch and the Jazz, we're gonna be buying it. So more than welcome. We'll try to invite you in. So let's see here. Trying to see Super Bowl 60. Get ready. Yeah, I gotta go to the store and get I gotta get something. I don't know. Something that's gonna, work out. Yes, Aloy, that picture of Aloy is from the game Forbidden West. So that's from Forbidden West. Steam Machine got delayed. Yeah, and again, I wanted to play it and be playing at 1080p 60, but it is what it is. So I know. That's right. The NG says woke and wins. Yeah, it went woke and it won. So that's the way it should be. State of play next week. Really? Okay. I didn't think it was, but I mean, I haven't heard an announcement yet, but that doesn't mean, I just could have missed it. Okay. Let's see here. Monty White says his daughter likes the game. You're going to try it too. Yeah, I mean, the game is for kids. It's a co-op game, man. It's, I'm tired of people thinking that every game's got to be for them. Sony doesn't make games for everybody now. I tried to play Returnal, and then she died, and then she came back. I'm like, what is this? So, let's see here. Darth Seth says that when Sony released Killzone and Resistance, nobody was buying it. They was all crying about how it wasn't Halo or Call of Duty. Yeah, I remember those days. Well, that's a deep dive right there. That's a hard dig. Shout out to you. Let's see here. You will not lie. You rather Arc Raiders like graphic Horizon multiplayer game, but Sony money. They got the numbers. They make yeah, there you go. And there's a game like that coming out called Marathon that has good graphics. What's up, D Nice? Oh no, it said the new Doom is ass. Okay, well, I haven't played it, so I don't know. Said Last of Us wasn't for me, but it's a great game. You talking about the TV show? Yeah, that's fine. It wasn't, it was appealing to a totally different audience. It's okay if it didn't appeal to you. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean nothing like that. This means, again, they didn't make it for you. They did. So, you like watching people play the Last of Us games? You never played it, though? Oh, well, the game is outstanding. But, yeah, you should pick it up and enjoy it. It's a good game. Matter of fact, you don't have to pick it up at all. I mean, I'd rather you do. You can buy it on, You can just download it off Plus, can't you? Then you can just download it off of Plus, and it's there. Last of Us 1 and 2. Yeah, check it out. if you're not gripped by the first 20 minutes of it, you probably won't like it. But it won't hurt you to try. Just 20 minutes. Let's see here. Ghostbusters, Ray Parker Jr. Yeah. I still got that 33 or 45. I got that 45. They still play. That's the number one played song around Halloween. Ray Parker Jr. running all the way to the bank. Let's see here. Super Bowl 60. Yeah, we're gonna see. I gotta get my Super Bowl stuff. J Tech couldn't even explain why Yote was woke. Yeah, because he's hopping on a trend, Darth. He's just hopping on a trend, trying to get views. I'm telling you, that's what it is. It's bullshit. But again, remember I shouldn't say that because I also said that guys like him, those channels were going to be in for a shock and they were going to have to change. And so that's what you're seeing is him have to change. And now he's trying to get up on this anti-woke stuff. But again, he's going to have to explain to his same audience why it goes so well if it's woke. Because according to him and other people, it was supposed to flop. And it obviously didn't. It did not flop. So, you know. Let's see here. It says the remake. Hold on. The remake, the PS5 version you played. Yeah. It's that remake of Last of Us is good. You're so tired of these weirdos saying everything is woke. Yeah, these dudes are zesty. Up there talking about the way the characters are walking around. Like, why are you looking at another man's ass? I mean, you're zesty, Negro. You're a zesty Negro. J-Tech can't apologize for anything. That is a sign of immaturity, so don't worry about that, Don. It says podcasters and ponies are whining and crying about anything, and they are they are the anti-woke. Yeah, we know that. We know that. So you all are catching up on it. Double Fine's new game, Klein. Their last game, Keeper, was the biggest flop. Okay. All right, I mean, that's fine, but at least they tried to make something. So, Johnny Gaming says he couldn't watch Marlon anymore. Nothing but whining and complaining over everything and begging for donos. Oh my God. Oh dear. Y'all are terrible. You all are in your bag this morning, as you all would say. Yeah, Empty Man's right. Empty Man says drop a like. There you go. Drop a like. Says MBG is okay, but his recent crying about New Horizon game is unbearable. He's legit mad. Why? Because he thinks that, okay, that's a good question. My hypothesis is that he believes Sony should make games that he likes, and specifically games that he likes, and anything different, God forbid, anything different is terrible. But the reason why, and again, MBG literally shitted all over that game, and then did a video talking about Sony selling 90 million platforms. Okay, what he doesn't understand and he doesn't collate is the reason they sold 90 million consoles is because they have different games for different people. All right, I'm gonna say that again. The MBG shit all over the Horizon game. Then he bragged about Sony selling 90 million. Sony can't be stopped. Sony cannot be stopped. Okay. The reason why Sony was able to sell 90 million copies is because they have a bunch of different type of intellectual property for people to buy and enjoy. That's why you are successful. That's why it did well. That's why McDonald's and Burger King don't not only sell hamburgers, but they sell fish sandwiches. That's why Five Guys Hamburgers also sells hot dogs, okay? Because you want to diversify your portfolio. They don't understand that. So, okay, here. Somebody says, according to Sony, Death Stranding is a first-party game. That it's not. It's not owned by Sony. Sony owns the name, but Kojima owns the IP. It is what it is. It's not that big a deal. So, yeah. They also called Ninja Gaiden 2 and 4 of Xbox. Well, it's not. I mean, it's not owned by them. Plus, I just said Linkin Park was cool. Yeah, they're not bad now. Emily Armstrong's their lead singer now. Emily Armstrong's the lead singer, so it's not it's different. But that song, "The Emptiness Machine," that wow, that is a great song. It's a great song. Can I tell you if Sony is picking up CD Projekt Red? Yes, they are actively trying to get their hands on them right now. They've cultivated a very close relationship with them and Remedy. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see here. Johnny Gaming said that's what it's all about. Play the games you find fun, ignore the. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that's different in your life. Okay, you go to the grocery store, right? You buy things that you like. You don't buy stuff you don't like. So just, I don't. Again, that it's not about that though. It is about it is about trying to bring in eyeballs to your shitty ass podcast by attacking something and not understanding the whole world is woke. As much as I love playing Stellar Blade, and I did enjoy playing Stellar Blade, I finished it. What you do not understand is that most women on planet Earth don't look like what Eve looks like. Okay, they're not D cups, they don't have that kind of body shape. That's most women. I mean, even my girlfriend is a C cup. Now she's a big C cup. She's like a 34. So she's pretty, she's pretty handy up there, but she's not a D cup. So, I forgot about Fable. Yep, coming to PlayStation day one. Yeah, that's going to help sell consoles. I don't disagree. And then that other one, Crimson Desert, that's coming as well. That's going to sell well. I mean, I'm not going to buy it because it reminds me too much of Dragon Age, but I'm not going to sit up here and rail against it. So, let's see here. Oh, you got the platinum on Yote? Yeah, there you go. Wow, there you go. Horizon Hunting Gaming got ponies and anti-woke crying. Yeah, they are. They're crying like a bunch of bitch ass babies, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, yeah. Let's see here. Tethers complain and cry. Remember that real gamers just game. Yeah. Yeah, don't say you're a gamer and did not play the games. Okay? I mean, I understand not buying something you want, but why are you shitting all over the games you're not going to play? That's like a woman complaining about a man saying she doesn't like a guy, but she keeps on talking about it. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like I said, you got some zesty ass Negroes out here, man. Just be careful. I'm feeling, I mean, these dudes are juicy. They are juicy. So just be careful, okay? Says nothing woke about that game. They didn't include y'all's second father figure. The game is 300. Yeah, I agree. No, but Ghost is woke. Okay, it is woke. I mean, yeah, she's woke. She's out there beating up guys and killing them with the sword, all that kind of stuff. Not understanding that she's got more. Atsu literally says that she went to the South and spent 14 years fighting. You spend 14 years doing nothing but fighting. Guess what? You're going to be a good fighter. the Takuzi fight on Mount Yote. Yeah, that's hard. That is just as hard as the final boss. Yeah, Takuzi beat his ass. You didn't have the patience. Was just trying to finish it after vacation. That fight was extremely difficult. Don't feel bad. Forza, other than Call of Duty Black Ops 6, is Xbox best game. I don't think Forza 6 is going to flop. I think I disagree with that. You played that fight at least over 20 times. Yeah, it took me 12 times. On the 13th time, I beat it. Don't feel bad. So, that JDM game, what is the JDM game? What am I missing? So, yeah, that game was hard, man. That game was hard. Shift Up would be a good get. Yeah, I don't disagree, but they only make the one game. You see what I'm saying? And Sony did help them make that game. So you thought Sony sold off Evo? They did, but I think they still sponsor it. I don't think they own it though. You played the heck out of Stellar Blade. I just finished it a few weeks ago. I beat that. Then I ended up finishing. I was in the end game of Wote, Ghost of Wote. So. Yeah. you want them to buy Namco a long time ago. Well, I think they made a strategic investment into it. So, which means they gave them capital. That's all that strategic investment. That's capital. So, you think Sony was going after Square, but their last few games failed to deliver? They were never going after Square. It was always Capcom. It was Capcom that they were going after. Should have bought Quantic Dreams for that. Yeah, I agree. I don't deny. Detroit Become Human is a solid, good game. It's a solid game. It's a really solid game. Let's see, however. Aloy, Ellie, or Atsu. Well, I would be afraid to piss Atsu off. Ellie would probably leave me for a woman, so I'd have to go with Aloy, my snow bunny. Try the Pragmatica demo. I am. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm talking to you guys. I promise you I will play it. Super Mario Galaxy movie, April 1st. Get it ready. Yeah. Ghost of New Eden is great. Okay. Yeah. GTA 6. Yeah, I know. Get your money ready. You all better have your money ready. I don't want to hear no mouth about you all can't get it. That shit should be done. You should be ready. Let's see here. The Batman or the Dark Knight? Oh, it's the Dark Knight. It's the Dark Knight. It's the Batman I thought was better than Dark Knight Rises, but I thought the Batman Begins and the Dark Knight are the two best Batman movies I've ever seen. They were just good movies. So, Jenna Hayes is in the house. Shout out to the wonderful Jenna Hayes who says the anti-woke people need to get their faces smacked by some old school discipline. Well, they did get smacked. $300 million is getting smacked. Trust me, it is. It is. Yes, Ubisoft is going to be in the fold. Don't worry about that. Sony going to get Capcom? No, they tried to. It didn't work out. Ghost of Hote. All right. Helldivers 2, 100K on Steam. Oh, well, there you go. Oh, let's look at something else here that I'm still thinking about. I'm still in a bad mood when it comes to dealing with this. See here. PlayStation profit on PC. Okay. Now this is gonna come from Windows Central. Remember, JTech told you that Sony ain't making a lot of money off of PC. Why are they putting games on PC? We were supposed to get games on, they were supposed to reinvest into the entire company. But let's look at how much money Sony has gotten ever since they started putting games on PC. Can somebody explain that to me? Have JTech explain that to you. And that's just use his own words against it. Okay? What did he say on Independence Day? They're using our own satellites against us. Use his own words. Hey, man, you said that Sony wasn't making hardly any money off of PC. I mean, $2 billion, that's a lot of chicken wings, JTech. So just ask him about it, okay? If he doesn't answer, and put it to him in the form of a super chat. And if he doesn't answer, what you do is you hold off on the super chat. So make it at least a $25 super chat, something he's going to feel. Okay? Something he will feel. $25 super chat. Ask him about that. And if he doesn't answer, you can cancel it. You can literally cancel it. It's not going to cost you a thing. Ask Marlon about people donating and then not paying him. Okay? Punish these guys financially, they will start acting different. But, I mean, that's a real number right there. We don't have to argue. We don't have to go back and forth with people like this. That $2 billion is a real number. $300 million for Ghost of Woke. That's a real number. Make it make sense. That's all I'm asking. Make it make sense. And if you could just say, well, it was my opinion, okay, then let's say that. My opinion, the game is woke, and therefore I'm not going to support it. Well, you ain't seen woke till you played Assassin's Creed Shadows. That game is super woke. That's why I got to get back into it and playing it again. All right, then let's go ahead and close my poll down. Pause. All right, so the poll is now closed, and by far, 2-1 margin that you all think that the Earth is being visited by NHI. Okay, all right, that's what I like to see. So we'll continue doing that. We will make sure that I keep updating that stuff. That'll be fun. So, because there's a lot of Johnny come latelys in that space right now, and because there's a bunch of Johnny come latelys in the space, it's really messing up the space. So we're gonna get that cleaned up as well. So there's no more questions or comments or whatever we got here. Let me take that down. You'll be ready to bounce here. Resident Evil, yeah, get it ready. I'm ready for it. There's gonna be somebody got a husband in that game. That $2 billion and an almost 10-year span isn't good compared to what they will make on consoles. So he is right. In that sense, it makes up less than 2% of their revenue, but it still makes them extra revenue. Okay? Okay, that's the whole point of putting the games on PC is to make money. And making $2 billion is not bad. Or if you want to have a conversation about it, the Discord is open. You can come up here and tell everybody here why making $2 billion is bad. Just come up here and have the conversation. That's it. Just have a conversation. So don't be scared. I'm in the 60 frames no lag Discord. And you can come on in there. It is literally open for everybody. I am sitting right there on game night. So just come on in there and have that conversation. Explain it. Make it make sense. We'll read it again. $2 billion over almost 10-year span isn't good compared to what they make on the console. It's still revenue. That's what you don't get. The goal is to make money, not lose it. Make it make sense. Okay? So Guerrilla Games, Horizon Hunting Guide. Yeah, I know. I'm loving it. That's why we're going to buy it. We're going to buy it. We're going to play it. Me and Don will get it. Don's going to play. So Don can send me an invite, and then we'll go ahead and play and hop around and see what's going on. Jenna Hay says, Crazy Tech Guy. J-Tech is Southern dude from Maryland. Well, it doesn't matter where he's from. Come on now. A lot of good people in Maryland. Give him shrimp and grits and shut. Oh, come on now. We don't have to insult him. Hold on. J-Tech tried to tell you GTA ain't woke, but Yote is. By definition, GTA is woke. And wait till J-Tech has to put makeup on Lucia. He gonna go crazy. Because he's anti-woke, and that game is woke. You got a Latino in there. One of your characters you're gonna be controlling is a Latino. The game is woke. So I'm just saying, okay, according to the own woke propaganda, woke propaganda says that anybody besides a male, particularly a white hetero male, is woke. So, again, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Everybody going to find out. So, you're not saying 2 billion is bad. You're just saying it's not great for how long they've been doing it. They just started moving games to PC about half a decade ago. Okay? So it doesn't make any sense. You're saying versus what? What are they projected to make? They're not making zero, Phil. If they're not making anything, if they don't do it, they did it, they made 2 billion. You're saying, so it's either good or it's bad. It can't be either $2 billion extra in your company. If you own a company and somebody comes to you and says you can make an extra $1 billion if you do this, how long, if you say no, how long do you think you're going to have your job, Phil? I'm just asking. How long do you think you're going to keep the job? See, if J-Tech were in charge, he would have been fired on Tuesday. Like, they would have fired his ass. So, again, I'm asking you, is $2 billion good or bad? And if it's bad, make it make sense. You don't have to be in the chat. You can come up here to the Discord and get it done. Again, you'll get the mic. I will mute myself and you can explain why it's bad. So, Wolverine 2027. Yeah, I know. That's it is. I mean, I just have a sneaky suspicion that, you know, my Virgo intuition is up, and I just think Grand Theft Auto, the only game that can really come out is like a Madden, because Madden has its own audience. Madden always sells well. We just saw that from the top 10 games. So I'm just saying, I would. It's not I would push it back. I see them pushing it back. That's why they gave themselves an out. That's why they said 2026, 2027 with Wolverine. It ain't coming out till next year. Okay, it'll come out like next February or March. That'd be a perfect game to end the year on, and then you push that money into Q1 next year. Because Sony does have a lot coming this year. They don't have a ton coming out in 27. Not announced, not yet. Okay? So, them anti-woke people want everything to be a sausage party. Again, you caught on. See, Darth? That's why I love you, brother. That's why I like this audience. It's smart. They want it to be a sausage fest because they are juicy. They are juicy. Now, I love women. I love women, so I don't care that there's a female playing. I'm not going to not play Tomb Raider. I'm going to buy Tomb Raider, okay? I need to finish the last one. What is it called? What's the last Tomb Raider game called? Something other Tomb Raider. I do need to finish that game, okay? I do need to finish that. I'm being a bad boy. But I'm not going to not play Tomb Raider because it's a female. Like, I'm not going to do it. That's stupid. If you like the game, play the game. So, but you got it. See, these dudes, I'm telling you, I can't say the word, but it rhymes with Bay. I can't say the word though. I'll just simply say these dudes are juicy. They are juicy. So just remember that when you listening to them, now if you listen to them, listen to the zesty juiciness, okay? They are juicy. I mean, they like a T-bone steak. They are juicy. So just be careful listening to them. They're going to have you all talking about, you sure are a pretty hot yellow man. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm listening. You all know I'm right. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. I understand that it takes you longer to get around the bases. I'm already at home plate. So don't worry about that. Just get to home plate, and when you get to third base, you can be like, man, these Negroes are juicy as hell. They are, and they are. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the Odyssey. $2 billion on live service and old games. Yeah, I know. No. He needs to articulate. I know that already. You're right, but everything they make on PC, they're printing money. Even one of their former executives said, putting games on PC, we print money. We print money. So, and what Phil is saying is that over a period of time, that's bad. That's not bad, Phil. That's an extra, is it $200 million a year? You said 10 years, right? Is that right? My math could be off, okay? Hold on. Let's ask my beautiful round assistant. Alexa, what is 2 billion divided by 10?
2 billion divided by 10 equals 200 million.
Oh, thank you, Alexa. Oh, hold on.
You just made my day.
Oh.
Happy to help, Craig.
Yeah. Hey, Alexa, what does juicy mean?
Juicy means full of juice or moisture, like a ripe peach. It's also slang for something interesting or scandalous, like that juicy gossip you can't wait to share. Would you like to learn about other popular slang terms?
Yeah, can you tell me what zesty means?
Zesty means full of flavor and energy. It's like a bright, tangy taste that really wakes up your taste buds.
Thank you, Alexa.
You're so welcome, Craig. Always happy to help with your word adventures.
There you go. These dudes are juicy. Come on, we found out. That's the problem. That is the problem. Yeah, shout out to Tomb Raider. Thank you. So they're making an extra $200 million a year, and Phil said that's bad. Make it make sense, Phil. That's all I'm saying. Make it make sense. It's chump change. $200 million extra coming into the coffers of a hold on. So I want to get it straight. $200 million extra coming into a for-profit company. It's chump change now. Phil, come on, man. You're juicy, Phil. Come on, Phil. You gotta do better than this, man. You all are juicy, man. Zesty. Come on, man. Come on, that's not good, man. You would not be a CFO long. You would be fired. They would fire you on a Sunday. It'd be the Lord's Day. They'd be like, what happened to Phil? They fired his ass yesterday. What, on Sunday? Why? Because he's juicy. Juicy. So I'm just saying, man. Compared to what they make on consoles in the same frame, it's not about the comparison. Why? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why are you making a comparison? It costs them money to make the games on console. All right, they made back in 1 year what it cost them to make Spider-Man 2. Make it make sense, Phil. All right? So that's, you have to go secure income from other places. It's called having a diverse portfolio, Phil. Come on, man. Nolan, somebody brought up Christopher Nolan. Well, Christopher Nolan's directed movies from Interstellar to Dunkirk to Oppenheimer. He don't make this one kind of movie. Make it make sense. It shows you they don't need PC. Oh my God. An extra $200 million a year means they don't need it. Oh, okay. All right. So now we get to the bottom point here. Shout out to Phil. I said before, once you rattle these guys' cheeks, they tell you the truth. This comes down to you don't want them to put games on PC, Phil. Okay? Why didn't you just start with that? Why run around the courtyard making my dick hard like this? Like, why did you do that, Phil? Why not just say, look, I don't like that they put games on PC. I don't care how much money they make. Okay? That's all you had to say, man. Don't be zesty and juicy, man. Just come out with this ain't J-Tech show. There's no juiciness over here. You gotta man it up. Let it come out of your the ponds of your brain. That's where your thoughts come from. Let it go down your backside there. That's where your nervous system is centralized in. Let it go to your voice box through your synapses, and then you say what you need to say. Why didn't you just come out and say, I don't like them putting games on PC, Phil? Because that's where you're at with this now. Because you can't tell me $200 million is bad. There is nobody in this chat who thinks $200 million is bad except you, Phil. So just get it out in the open. Speak with your chest. I don't like the fact that they put games on PC. Man up and say it. Don't be juicy. All right? I'm glad you're here. You're more than welcome to be here. But the moisture, the bullshit, the woke, anti-woke, this is a woke podcast. Everybody in this audience, Jenna Hayes, beautiful woman, Jenna Hayes, she's woke, okay? She's woke. So that's the way this is over here. So now you don't care that they don't put games on PC. Then why are you the 200 million? Now you're talking in circles. You're in circles. Okay? It's either 200 million is good or bad. And you're saying 200 million is bad compared to what they make on console. But what they make on console, you have to subtract how much they have to spend to make it versus doing a port that they own the studio that's doing the port. It doesn't make sense, Phil. So, chump change. Again, you were saying 200 million is chump change. Okay. I disagree with that. That's a lot of chicken wings. Okay? That's a lot of chicken wings. So, that loan sharks don't play with their money. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's a good question. With Marathon and Token, is it Token? Am I saying that right? Token Fighters coming. PlayStation will make back the money they spent on Bungie just on PC and Xbox. Well, yeah, it's not like the Bungie deal was $2 billion. The other $1 billion was paid to pay their employees, to keep their employees in place because the sale of the company could have messed with their stock. It could have, because they gave their employees stock options. So they paid $2 billion for it. So, that's the truth. Appreciate you, Phil, but $200 million is chump change, and when it's 100% profit, I can say, I don't get it. You want $200 million in a lottery, you wouldn't keep it? That where we're at with this now? Getting a little juicy out there. Yeah, it's a lot of fried chicken, Phil. So I'm just saying. But I think I'm glad that Phil's here, because this just shows you the juiciness is out there for you guys, okay? And I'm not telling you who to listen to. I'm asking you to challenge who you listen to. The Discord is open so that you can come up here and challenge me. That's why it's open. Nobody got the balls to come up here and knock me down. That's fine. That's fine. All right? But can we get out of this whole zestiness? I mean, that's what there's a soap called Zest. And so let's keep it with the soap. Okay? We got these zesty Negroes, these juicy ass Negroes out here, and man, oh man, it is gonna get funky for them, because we're gonna make it funky. So let's see here. No problem putting games on PC, just pointing out you're literally saying they don't need $200 million. That's what you're saying. And I'm asking you, how do you tell a for-profit company with this publicly traded, how do you tell shareholders that an extra $200 million is bad? Seriously. Secret Stash, shout out to Secret Stash. He's a member and a mod, and he said, he came into man, it's juicy, man. That's what we found out today. You see, it took me exactly 1.5 hours to find out what the problem is. And it's just, you got some juicy Negroes out here, man. That's all we got. We got some juiciness. So Nintendo Switch 2, PS5. I saw that. Look, I want to get a Nintendo Switch, so I got no hate on Nintendo. I want to play Donkey Kong, and I want to play Donkey Kong. I've not played a Donkey Kong game in over 25 years. I'm fiending over here for Donkey Kong. So, it says shareholders and loan sharks don't play. Yeah, they don't. They don't. So, it is what it is. Guys, I do have to go. It's 11:45. I do need to get down to the grocery store so I can buy my my stuff for the Super Bowl. So there we go. There we go. So, all right then. We're going to bounce like a check. Somebody go ahead and hit my theme music.